Brazier. I've been here for 13 years. I'm now head of contracts and commercial, and it's been a very enjoyable and educational time in the mainly in the industrial sector. My role at PEXHURST has been influenced by BREEAM in that increasing a number of projects are getting the BREEAM rating, and we've had to adapt and learn that. We've had to go on training courses, and we've had to employ more staff to specialise in that BREEAM field. It's mainly been with the jobs at SEGRO on the Origin and Oriel projects, where we've gone for BREEAM Outstanding, and what at first seemed to be a very high target, we now feel is easily achievable. Now we've got through the learning curve on that. I think the BREEAM system is quite important to the construction industry because we have a duty to reduce our carbon impact, as all industries do, and it focuses our attention on that with each individual project and as our overall company. We need to also focus on individual projects where we need to decide if we're going to try and reduce our carbon impact by doing a refurbishment of the existing structure. So an example of where we've done this was at Walborough Lane project, where instead of knocking down the original building, we remanufactured it so that the roof was raised by 2.5 metres to get a more acceptable ceiling height for tenants, make it more lettable. But overall, there was a very large carbon impact saving of refurbing instead of new build. With sustainability becoming more of a focus, PEXHURST have sought to make progress in this area. We've installed our in-house sustainability coordinator, who is Luca, to help advise us on managing the BREEAM process. And we've also got Charlie, who does the smart waste system, which is the BRE software for monitoring the waste and energy usage on building sites. They get involved in meetings with the client and the client's BREEAM advisor, and they produce the documents and advise us along the way. When we started the BREEAM schemes, we were very much dealing with the lower levels. This has now progressed on to doing the outstanding levels, and we found that quite an easy transition. With the groundwork we already had for doing the lower levels, it's quite straightforward now to do the upper levels. It's a very logical transference, and it doesn't cost an awful lot more money to get the higher ratings once you've got experience in doing the BREEAM rating system. On any BREEAM project, we aim to meet the targets and exceed them if we can, and it's very much looking at the detail of all the subcontract packages to ensure they meet the client's brief and not to deviate. If we do find things that we suggest to the clients that are value engineering or a more efficient way of doing it, or even a lower carbon impact route of doing it, we still need to make sure it does conform to the BREEAM, and we would take our supply chain along with us. We very much rely on them to give us that sort of information to meet the criteria of the BREEAM standards under each heading. Yeah, to meet the BREEAM targets, it is very much early collaboration. The earlier the clients get the advisors on board and start doing the surveys, it will tease out what the rest of the scheme has to be. You can't very easily start BREEAM after you've started on site. It's very much an upfront process. More of the BREEAM projects now are requiring us to install rainwater harvesting, which has been around for a lot of years, but it wasn't widely done on industrial units. So we use those to feed green walls and to do grey water for things like toilet flushing, which is a new thing to us, but we've managed to incorporate that. It's not a problem. And it works better on buildings that have been designed for siphonic rainwater systems, so you've got a single point of water collection, so you catch more water during the year, but you still have to have a mains water top up for the dry season. So going forwards, to meet sustainability targets, we need to bring the supply chain into the process more. At the moment, we're very much directing them what to do, but we need feedback from them of what they can achieve what is possible and what are the new products out there that we can use. I think in the next 18 months, more and more clients are going to want this BREEAM rating, and the levels of BREEAM that they want are going to increase, and there's no reason why we can't do the outstanding level. Pexhurst are now quite experienced in this. We've got 3 or 4 years behind us of doing this, and most of our staff have had some involvement in a BREEAM project.